Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just pulled up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's all right. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink, because it look like you need
one drink. I can do one drink. I can do one drink, because I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
So again, if you small, residential with a little roof job you need done, or if you big with big construction and you need that construction can, definitely go to my website, and that way you can get the little discount I'm gonna give you for going to R&B, a person that want to give you the service that big companies sometimes don't give like they used to. Here, give it to you. That's my man Floyd, R&B. Roll off.
Yeah, you ain't told the whole story on that one.
Well,
you know what
I'm gonna give him more. But can I give him a little bit at a time?
He pumping up Floyd, but y'all don't know the other half of the story is Brother Jay. You know what I mean? I love ownership. Right.
Brother Jay is partnered up with my man Floyd.
That's right.
And that way y'all get 27 years of the industry with a small company that only been around for like 2.5 years. We're going to give it 27 years of experience, and that's why the customer service is going to be great. One of the reasons, that's what I believe in.
Yeah.
Taking care of the clients is the number one thing. That's who pays the bill.
There we go.
So go to R&B. Again, go to my website. That's why I, again, endorse them.
Okay.
Is because I'm going to be a part of a situation that's going to change the game. This is how the little people become big. It has a vision.
And you already doing it, bro.
Well, I got you. Look what I'm next to. I'm next to, again, my man Craftmatic back with Bar Talk with Jay. Remember? That's our advertisement, but we're back with Bar Talk with my man in the building. Craftmatic in the building. How you doing, big baby?
Man, I'm good, bruh. You know, I'm always good, but I'm especially good right now. As you know, for you folks who've been following the show, life has just turned a direction for me that's giving me horsepower and allowing me to really focus on, you know, my passions and really get the next level of life done. You know, by the time you reach your 40s, you should really be focused in on the things that are most important for your life, and so I am. And most importantly, I'm glad to be here with you folks tonight. Again, I'm Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay, and this is Bar Talk with Jay. And what we do is inspire through dialogue. And tonight we have a very interesting dialogue. They're always interesting, but tonight is just going to be laser focused on the things that really touch us all. Right? We're talking about love and the loss of love, etc., etc. But before we go any further, we're glad you folks here with us tonight. Let's go ahead and start it off with a prayer. Would you like to pray for us tonight?
Yeah, you know something. I got to go in. Everybody here real quick. Lord, bless everybody around us. Can you grab them and hold them tight?
Yes.
I always want to say I never want to come just when I need things. I need to always praise you.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that happen in life, and we always want to look for the good and bad, but we understand you have a bigger vision.
Yes.
Please allow me to have a better understanding of what I go through, for I can see my way in a way I've never seen before. But I can finish the mission that you have for me, not of one that I just desire. My fleshly desires is not of what you want. Please take some of these things away and give me the guidance that I need.
Yes.
And if anybody's just walking with me, please hold tight, because it's a rough road, but we will make it. Amen.
Amen.
And again, that was personalized because the brother going through things, okay?
Yeah.
Not just business, but in personal. We always feel like we know where we're going, and a lot of times we're not for sure. And I don't want to doubt. I just want him to guide me.
Yeah.
And I like his hand instead of my own, because I really feel like sometimes I grab onto the wrong thing.
Yeah, we all grab onto the wrong thing.
Yeah, but we don't admit it, though.
And you know, I'm going to talk a little bit later on here in the first segment about loyalty and faithfulness. Barbara set up a segment for me, and I think that ties right into there. You can't run around trusting what hasn't proven itself to you. You see? And your way is, hey, I give it all to him. I share it with him, and I ask and supplicate unto the Lord, and he receives the impress of my desires, and helps me in my life, and guides me, and structures me, and that is a proven process for you. That's a proven process for those of us, especially those of us who live in Christ, but even for most people, that's still a proven process that I pray to my Lord, and he answers my prayers, but I know to go there. That's the most important part of the equation.
You know where to go. I like that.
I know where to go. So let's quickly recap last week's show. Very interesting show. Very interesting topic. You and your partner of 3 years are looking up your ancestry and realize that you are second cousins. Now, nobody else, not even the family, knows. What do you do?
You've been going in hard. 3 years. You nasty.
3 years. That's a long time to be with somebody and find out you have to just break up with them. You have to just put them to the side.
Yeah.
You can no longer follow your hopes and dreams and your passions because you are blood already.
Yeah, you're uniting the family with the family already. Yeah, that's embarrassing with a family reunion.
And you can't do that. Yeah.
Well, it gets to a point where we won't say other people have done it, this, that, the other.
Yeah, they have.
But one of the things I would like to say is how we brought out, if you go back and listen to our show, that there's a lot of secrets that's been here.
A lot of secrets.
That right there puts you in a bad situation because you just didn't know.
Yes.
So by not going to family reunions, but also people that have secret kids on the side, and that halves that most of us don't even want to look at half, they just your brother and your sister, puts you in that situation where you can be running across your own kind because of the secrets.
Yeah. So especially in small town USA.
Woo, I don't even think about small town anymore because even Atlanta's big, but it's really small.
Yeah.
I ran into people in Atlanta, and I was originally born in Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
That's something crazy, but it's just the Mecca.
I mean, the reality is that if you have sex with a family member, it's called incest, and it is outlawed by the law, by the Lord. So, that's the bottom line of that subject, even though there are a lot of people who said that they would not quit them. They wouldn't stop. They would, after 3 years.
I mean, it's hard in the paint.
It would be hard, especially if you really love and appreciate this person, and that is possible. I hope we all haven't lost the idea that love is really possible. If you have, then you probably need to listen to this show a little more because it is possible.
Oh, it's very possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But love don't come easy.
No, it doesn't.
I gotta shake it up. Love don't come easy.
But it shouldn't come through second cousins. That's what we talk about, right? So we did a fantastic job with the show. Very interesting comments, and we like to move off the subject a little bit throughout our 2-hour segment. So there was some other interesting dialogue in there that I think would just really open your mind. And I always like to say I have never in my time here on earth heard any dialogue like the dialogue that we bring here at this show. I mean, this is stuff that's really happening underneath the surface of everybody's lives, but nobody seems to be able to talk about it or develop you or have an inspiring conversation. So I just love what we do, man. Check us out on bartalkwithjay.com. We're on YouTube, Facebook. We have
Black Planet. We ain't no Black Planet. But I want to do a shout out to POF. All our POF people that's on POF.
Okay.
Again, that's a dating site. But one of the things is Bar Talk with Jay is on that dating site. Man, I heard they got 70,000 people. I want the 70,000 because again, in the dating game, we're talking about the different relationship that goes on, and we want to give it a little bit more clear. Because again, I like to say old school to new school. The language has changed a little bit, and again, how everything is laid out, so convenient. We want to make sure respect still stays in the game.
Yeah.
So again, for all you that's listening to POF, hey, don't ever be embarrassed about it. This is Bar Talk with Jay. We are bringing real talk. So y'all have real issues out there, we want to bring them to the table and get them addressed.
Absolutely.
Maybe we can get somebody to change. We don't know, but the bottom line, we're going to talk about it.
Well, we believe somebody's going to change. I mean, when you hear these ideas, you can't help but become stronger in your decision making, have a better vision for how your relationship should go, how you could better manage yourself to be more successful in your life. We talk about core ideas here, and again, that's just what I love about this show. So continue to be with us. Go back and listen to us. We got 50, 60, 70 shows that are out there online, and you can always email us at bartalkwithj.com. Go there, go to our website, and send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. Shall we cover quote for the day?
I mean, go ahead, man.
Okay. Barbara put this together, and obviously
Macon, Georgia, Barbara. Still in the building. Yeah, she's not here.
Yeah, still in the building, always in the building. She does such a wonderful job for us. She put this quote together, and it's 5 or 6 sentences, so bear with me. Life is all about evolution. What looks like a mistake to others has been a milestone in our lives. Even if people have betrayed us, even if our hearts were broken, even if people misunderstood or misjudged us, we have learned from these incidents. We are human and we make mistakes, but learning from them is what makes the difference. Mm-hmm. Learning from the mistakes is what makes the difference. We live a life that is all about evolution. And you must understand, folks, and I may be preaching to the choir here, but even those who are at the top can learn from this. Most of life is going to be about overcoming failures. It's not going to be about the things that you do to just be successful. It's going to be about how you bounced back from that no. It's going to be about how you overcame that problem. It's going to be about how you dealt with and lived with that lot that was set against you. Whatever that happens to be. You just find yourself not making a lot of money, for long periods of time. That could be your lot in life. But we have to know that life is going to always present us with opportunities. Mm-hmm. And the opportunity is to be more successful. But to be more successful, you have to overcome the hurdles and the failures and the challenges. Mm-hmm. And you have to know that every one of them means something for you. It means that, hey, I have conquered that thing. I know what to do. I know I can do it. And self-introspection, philosophy is really the nature of our lives. We all living these miniature universes of philosophies, and this philosophy just basically suggests that folks take your problems and your challenges and just look at them from a perspective that I'm here to learn something from them. They're not here to beat me up.
Again, it goes back to, I said it in many shows in the past, we carry a lot of our pain.
We carry a lot of them, absolutely.
When you carry them, you don't always learn from them. So you carrying the burden, and then you put it on the next person.
Right.
And a lot of that really is to be learned from, not to just be passed on. Because he did me like this, you gonna do me like this. See, right. You're passing on. However somebody else did you, you do not have to look at the next person in the same way, at least he's doing the same action.
Right.
And I will say, sometimes you gravitate to the same kind of people. So you have to change your mindset in order to change your altitude and the people that comes around.
There you go.
So, and that takes work. And that's why we're asking you to come to the show and understand. It's a breakdown mentally of a change in the brain, because your actions reflect back to your brain. You have to think totally different. And that's where Crab broke it down, pen and paper. You got to start writing down some things so you can see the changes in your life, or you're going to go back and do the old things. Yeah. We need you to do the new. The new ain't with what we used to do.
Yeah.
It's about doing things in a more unified way that your brain will understand when it sees it, because it's going all over.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you bring it up. Yeah, because our brains are going all over the place, right? All over the place. And there's so many resources for information that are pulling us in so many different directions. Not only our news broadcasts and social media, but the gossip at work, and what's happening in your neighborhoods, and it's just a lot that's pulling us. And this next segment here, and I'll get to it quickly. This next segment is just a moment to identify and utilize what works. Right? So if your mind's bouncing all over the place, then you got to figure out what works and stick to that.
Your formula.
Your formula, right? Oh man, I like that. We need to coin that. You got to find your formula. Mm-hmm. Now here's the segment that Barbara put together. She asked, and this is a very deep subject. I'm not sure that I can tackle it like it needs to be. It says, explain why we should never let go of loyalty and faithfulness, but to tie them around our necks and write them on our hearts. Why we should never let go of loyalty and faithfulness. Boy, that's that's for the deepest power. That's a
that's real.
deep
That goes back to your spiritual core.
Yeah, it does. And my dialogue here, just a couple of sentences on it. It's coming back to what I originally said. We can never let go of loyalty and faithfulness because we can never let go of what we know works.
Your formula.
Your formula. You can never let go of your formula. Now, you might learn some things to improve your formula, but if you start using somebody else's formula, then it's not going to work for you because you don't have their history, their resources, their mindset, whatever the case may be. We have to, we have to let the trait of loyalty be our foundation. Okay, like how we pick friends. Now, you got a set process. You know what kind of people work in your life. You know that you need some strong people who talk a lot of noise, or you need some quiet people, or whatever that is. But how you choose your friends, you have to lean on that methodology. It's not to say that some people can't come through the gate and become friends with you, but even though they may be outside of the normal traits of people that you might have as friendship, but if you recognize that they are a little schemy, a little liar, a little... Loyalty and faithfulness is and especially with the Lord, and I didn't even cover that part of it, but we can only depend on the Lord. Period. That's the only thing that we can depend on. The only thing we have control over is our thinking, and the only thing that we can depend on is the Lord. And so we always have to let our thinking lean on the Lord and be loyal to that knowledge, be loyal to that faith, and it will always produce fruit. Sometimes when I read books, I get off on tangents of thoughts, and I see my life kind of start fluttering. I come back to the Lord. Next thing you know, everything is settled out. I come back to His Word. Next thing you know, the problem is fixed. I'm on to the next thing. So I know that His Word works, and I stay loyal and faithful to that.
I like to say when I heard loyal and faithful, and we was talking about, again, a formula, it made me go back to chemistry. It sounded like to me, the loyalty, the faithfulness, that's your base.
Right.
You gotta have a base when you come to most things, and that's your
base.
And that's what we want you to base this on. Go to your base, your basic, where no matter what you might want to add, you gotta start with something.
Yeah, you gotta start with something. Yeah.
To your core, and that's why we said this is your base. It's just that y'all love chemistry. I did alright with it.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get ready for our first break, and I'm gonna go ahead and tackle at least. Introduce the segment for tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to see how you handle this one,
man. This is an interesting one. Here we go, folks. So, you're in a committed relationship, but not in love with him or her anymore, but perhaps in love with someone else. What should you do?
3 years later, and now you want some...
man. Okay.
Now, before we go in, because I know y'all want to know what we think about this. No, you got to stay tuned.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be very interesting. We're going to try to dissect this because this actually came to me from a person that was in this situation. And again, I'm not going to tell you about their outcome because bottom line, it's not just about what they go through, it's about what all of us go through. And can we just dissect it where you can have a better understanding of what should happen if it was you. Because it might not apply to you. And if it don't, then don't walk in this. And if you do, you're going to learn something tonight. Anyway,
all I know is that grandmama crap.
What?
That homemade,
yeah, that's
remember
that
the block of cheese that used to be sliced out with the red,
that's that government.
Yeah, with the red peel on the end of it. Oh man, you peel it off.
We starting to give our age.
Listen, I done claimed it. It is what it is, bruh.
I claimed it, but the white hair done told it all. So,
ain't nothing but wisdom, boy.
That's what I'm gonna give it to. For anybody that know him but not him, to think of something that might be you but it ain't you, yes, we got him on the phone. Jamal, how you doing?
Man, what it do, Jay? What it do, crap?
What's happening? What's good? What's good, man? What's good?
I want y'all tonight.
Hey man, it's all on you. Let me break you down with Craft got for you. Craft, give it to him.
Okay, man.
Let him
Here's
know.
the topic for tonight. Very interested in your comments. So you're in a committed relationship, but not in love with him or her anymore. Perhaps you may be in love with someone else. What should you do?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Listen, I know this goes against everything that y'all think I might have said.
Okay.
However, tell the truth. At the end of the day, somebody's getting hurt. The hard part about it is your truth is going to be the thing that either hurts the person you were loving, or you're going to hurt the person you are in love with. One or the other. But if you don't tell the truth, you are going to do nothing else but hurt yourself. Period. Because the worst thing is to keep a marriage or a relationship that is not just built on a lie, that is living a lie.
Right.
Where you think, hey, this person is the best thing for you. And truth be told, it's been Tony the whole time that she's been in love with, and you've just been second fiddle.
Right.
Now, I don't know about some of y'all cornballs out there, but I'm not one. I am an ego-based, full-on man. Ain't no changing it.
Right.
So when I go down that road with a female, I'm not going to say I did it. I'm going to be the best that ever done it, the one that she gonna remember, the one that put the smile on her face, the one that make her pull out her own hair.
Right.
Yes, I'm that dude.
Right.
So if you don't tighten up your game, not me, somebody that look like me, talk like me, smooth like me,
Yeah.
don't pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it don't make nobody none. It ain't the man's fault, it ain't the husband's fault. It's the female, or it is the wife, or whoever. It's that person in the middle. It's their fault, and they continue to lie. To lie to themselves.
Yeah. And so, how do you break that down to the person? You just sit them down and say, listen, give me your words for that conversation you have with that person who you're.
Oh man,
You're telling me.
listen. Everybody can't paint like I can paint, so a cornball is gonna try this, and he gonna get his feelings hurt. But
Okay.
if I was to give you an illustration,
Yes.
it will be that first week. This is not a conversation you just settle up overnight. You gotta plan this conversation out. So at this point, you've been 2 months in. Anything over 2 months and you're in an affair. Point blank period, it's an affair. At least in the first couple of weeks, you could have just said it was a fling. Now you are a full-on physical, emotional affair. Every time you and the other person have sex, guess what? It's better than the time between you and your original.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Okay? Because at that point, you're more than comfortable in each other's skins, in each other's beds, and in each other's everywhere else that y'all getting into.
Right.
That's an affair.
Right. Right.
Now, the guy, side piece number 2, could be doing everything he can, because guess what? He just happened to fall for a female that was in a situation that she not happy in no more.
Okay.
Why would he ever turn down something that makes him happy to please the next dude? Men ain't that nice,
Right.
period.
Right.
So you can lose that idea. And why would the husband even think to do something different if he don't know he's doing something wrong?
Okay.
Or you keep accepting his wrong behavior, and now he's like, hey, this is what it is. You knew what it was when you signed on. See, these are things you walked into. You chose to walk into a marriage where you weren't fully satisfied. If you are not fully content with what you have, then anything can pull you away.
Yeah, but see, they didn't
if
fall
you
in
were-
they didn't fall in love with something they wasn't happy with. They was happy with it, and then they fell out of love for whatever reason. There's a hundred reasons, right?
Love is an emotion, but love is not an emotion. Okay.
Okay.
Like this. Grown folks, we'll look at kids and we be like, man, that's puppy love. You don't know what real love is. Real love is waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to surprise her because you had a bad dream that she was with somebody else. Love is taking out the last bit of your check to help her pay her rent because you knew she needed it because she lost her job and now you got to figure out what you got to do on OT. That's love in a relationship. So love love is a choice. Love is an action.
Yeah.
Love is something that you do on a daily basis. I can love you but not be in love with you.
Right, right. But either way, the love changes. And that's what this whole conversation is about, is that I'm no longer in love with that person. Maybe I started a fling, fell in love, and now I'm having an affair, you know, based on how you measure the whole process. And that conversation does need to happen. And I'm going to talk about this all show long, but it's not happening. It's not happening. People are cheating.
Okay,
Why is it not happening?
People are cheating because it's harder to get out of it. It's like getting the drowning man out the water. Because you gotta think, man, our last names are tied together. The house is in each other's name.
Yeah.
It's both names on the insurance right now.
Yeah.
Man, if you go leave me, you better not put the new wife on the insurance or I'm gonna kill both of y'all. Man, you better who getting the kids on the holidays. It's not easy to walk away once you're already committed.
Right.
It's not easy because now you got to figure out, man, I love you, I want to be with you, but what am I going to do when everybody's looking at the family reunion and now I got to bring a whole new dude? How do I face people? I love you, but how do I face all that and go through that? And it's not so simple. It gets real complicated and real messy.
It does.
You just have to say,
and that's probably,
is this person worth it?
Yeah, that's probably a key.
Forget that, am I worth it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably a key point in this whole dialogue, is that is not an easy conversation to have.
No, it's not.
That is not easy to, you know, just because you're not in love with their heart don't mean you aren't in love with their person and their family and what they bring to the table. You don't appreciate them, you know?
I have seen a lot of great marriages, not because the people was in love with each other, they just accepted the roles. Hey, you are an awesome mother. You're an awesome provider and father. Guess what? We got some awesome kids.
Mm-hmm.
And them kids grew up knowing two awesome parents.
Yes.
But as far as a couple, it was something totally different.
Yeah.
Because when them kids left the house, now they didn't know what to do with each other because the roles then shifted. We weren't dating each other anymore. Everything we did was with the kids, so how do we, see what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's major.
So you lost that edge.
You can fall out of love, you know, and you know, things
what
get
happens
mundane.
when you find that person? Yo, I'm in a relationship. I really care about you. You know, I love you. All that wonderful stuff. But then, yo, a couple weeks go by, months go by, and dang, Brittany the homie, man. Me and Brittany will go have lunch, man. Me and Brittany having a hell of a conversation. We're gonna go check the game together.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, me and Brittany up at the house at 11 o'clock at night. Ain't nobody. Brittany, you know you look kind of good, right?
Right.
And now you and Brittany just started something, and now you gotta accept I'm in love with the wrong woman. Man, what do I do now?
And are you
I hurt
really?
the girl I cared about?
Yeah.
And it's not that she did something wrong, but I'm just not completely satisfied with what girl A offered me. Girl B came by, and it's not just I'm jumping at the will of the next girl, but man, she needs something so much more that I can't even pass this opportunity then.
Yeah, I get it. And at that point, you got to make you got to make a decision within yourself, even before you decide to do something. You know, that way you can keep yourself in check. Well, hello. How are you?
We got AP in the building there tomorrow. Yeah, we got my number one stunner.
How are you?
Doing good, girl.
Hey, listen. We are in the midst of a dialogue about being in love, or here we go. You're in a committed relationship, but not in love with him or her anymore. Perhaps in love with someone else. What should you do?
Okay, and where are we in the discussion?
Well, your boy Jamal was giving his comments.
Okay.
And he broke it down kind of crazy.
I
you gotta
really
be truthful.
Yeah.
And you're gonna hurt somebody.
Yes.
So you
Hey,
Yes, sir.
me and you in a relationship, right? We've been rocking strong. I can trust you to hold down the bills if I need to. We good. But at the end of the day, at the end of the night, we touch, but it's just not, we just don't touch, you feel me? Like we kiss, More like it feels like the 4th of July is more like September 1st. It just is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even back to school yet. It's just, you doing it. You understand?
Okay.
Now, I'm going to cheat on you. I ain't even going to lie. At that point, I've already smashed somebody else. And if any dude wants to lie and tell themselves or tell their wives, no, baby, I've never cheated. He's lying.
Okay.
Flat out, he's lying.
Okay,
If
so-
we ever get mundane, your strip club bill has went up, or he is tricking off on somebody else, watch a Foot Locker bill pop up on the card, he got a side
Okay.
piece.
Finish the sentence. Finish the question
But-
to AP.
So,
Yeah.
if I'm going to be with you, and I rock off cool. But if I'm willing to leave you or have a full-on affair, I can't keep lying to you about the affair. At some point, I gotta say, dude, maybe I thought this was a one-time thing that we could have knocked out the way. Maybe you could have joined, but I'm just not in there with you no more. We make great friends. We make great parents. We make great business partners. But emotionally, you
Women are a lot more sensitive than men are when it comes to that area and that department. So I think it's a conversation that has to be had. I mean, it's a very difficult conversation, but it happens. I've had conversations with my girlfriends or associates where, you know, he's a good dude, he pays all the bills, he's very responsible, he's a great father, but he just don't do it for me anymore. And in those types of situations, it is very beneficial to have a very grown conversation. And I think that having that conversation it can be a very painful conversation, but it can also be a breakthrough. Because if you've got two people that, if they've got kids, they've commingled funds, maybe they're in business together, on some entrepreneurial kind of things, and they genuinely get along. They're very good partners when it comes to the business, when it comes to co-parenting, when it comes to maintaining a household, but they just don't do it for one another physically anymore. Then that is a real conversation that you can have, and whether the other person is open to a situation where it's like, you know what, we can do all this, we can do 90% of our stuff together, but this 10%, this whole sex thing, let's just be open and you do your thing and I'll do mine. And hey, if sometimes it's a Friday night, we don't put the kids down early and we want to commingle together, then let's do that. That's a real conversation to have. If that other person is not open to that, then you still need to have that conversation so that you can have a coming to Jesus. And it's like, okay, so what are we going to do then?
Yeah, and
see, I'm of the mindset where I feel like, yeah, we can have that conversation. The sex thing, that 10%, that's a big 10%. Anybody tell you it's not, they are cotton picking lies. But I feel like on that emotional tip, if I'm dying in this relationship, then tell me, hey, I'm dying. Hey, I'm dead. Hey, I'm whatever. Don't let me keep looking like boo-boo the fool where for the cornball or for the guy who gets their feelings hurt, I'm sorry. I don't want to be that guy who's really buying flowers and really going, I'm trying, babe. Don't you see the effort? But your heart is somewhere else. I mean, if I really loved you, I want you to be happy no matter what it is. It's gonna hurt. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna rip up some of your things.
Listen, we have to go to break. Bear with us for a moment, Jamal. I think you are hitting the nail on the head in so many points that I think need to be shared. I don't necessarily identify with them, but for the sake of our audience, they all need to be heard. They all need to be heard, and they're all relevant.
So train, gang. All day. You know I love to stir it up over here as we do at Bar Talk with Jay, but I got somebody on the line right now, and we gotta ask them, how was your day, Jeffrey?
Brother Jay, what is going on with you, sir?
Woo! Yeah, it sounds like you had a good day. Oh, well, we good.
Yeah.
We good. I'm doing good.
I can hear the energy in his voice. I can hear the energy in your voice. What's going on, Brother Jeffrey? How you doing, man?
Brother Kraft, everything is everything. You know, I had a light day today at work. You know, I had to go to the dentist. Everybody, make sure you go to your dentist. It's important.
Yes.
You know, fix your teeth.
Yes.
You know, brother, it was cool. It was cool. My dentist was real cool. She was a very nice lady. She was married. She, you know, she got into a different mind frame today. But in spite of all that, you know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
It is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now listen, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single, but before we get to that, here is my disclaimer. Now, we're going to talk about that not apply to you. If it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're going to learn something tonight. Now, ladies, you go first. Maybe some of y'all are single simply because you don't even know what a man is.
Ooh.
I need you to understand this. I need you to really feel me on this. You've been dating pimps, players, and hoes for so long, you don't know what a man is. A good man can come to you and treat you right, and you get in your mind that, oh man, this guy's too nice. I need to friend zone him. He didn't even talk to me when I, disrespected him. Come on, ladies. You've been around the wrong men so long that you identify with that type of treatment. And you relate that treatment to love. Mm-hmm. That is a miscalculation. You have put yourself in a position to be hurt by love in your own mind instead of loved and caressed by love, instead of being showered with adoration and affection by love, simply because you don't know what a real man is. You can't recognize. The only thing you recognize is a pimp, player, or a hoe. And you keep recognizing that type of man. That man is going to keep running over you and running through you, and he's going to run away from you, leaving your ass. See?
Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie, woo woo.
Man, that is quite common. That is quite common. We see it as, men, from our perspective, we see it all the time. We see women who, don't seem to identify with the manliness that's being expressed to them. Things that my mama taught me, some women just can't get down with. I even remember later on in my marriage of 10 years, toward the latter end, my wife was always saying, you were always dressed up. Why you don't dress down? Wear some shorts, hang out. I'm like, no, that's not how I roll, right? Mm-hmm. My pops grew up wearing slacks and shirts to the park, and always got his very best on, shining his shoes. That's how I roll. I'm not a tennis shoe cat. I can be, I can be Kango and all that other stuff, but you gonna always catch me, gentleman, nice slacking pants, and she didn't like that. Like something about her started to, be not happy with that. Like it was, I was off on another level, or I was trying to be something that certainly that she didn't want me to be. But that wasn't the case. So, we see a lot of women who just can't really identify with what a man looks like.
And you also got to look at her exposure. That's all she's ever been exposed to.
Mm-hmm. That's everything.
That's what's going to keep gravitating to her, and that's the kind of pull she always going to have.
Mm-hmm.
So when she run across that good man, it's new to her.
Yeah.
So of course she's going to treat it by what's been shown. So again, a person got to recognize what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And that right there is just one of the facts. Not saying she can't conform,
right?
But up front, you got to understand what you're dealing with.
Yeah, and I know we finna get our ass chewed out by Brother Jeffrey,
yeah.
But I'm gonna take this one right here to the men's side because I do believe there are a lot of men who don't know what a real woman looks like, and maybe they've never been exposed to a real woman, right?
The woman don't do.
I mean, a real woman, man, just has a class act about her whole spirit. You know what I'm saying? You can see it.
Did she come in the room and let you know she's the coach?
Yeah, she usually leave her shoulders out and shit. Hey, so
wow.
Yeah. Hey, you started.
Anybody caught on this? Okay, back to you, Jeffrey.
Yeah, listen, there are a lot of men who don't know what women look like. And Jeffrey, I think the point is so important because we got to find a way to expose people to a real man and to a real woman. This dialogue is for naught if we don't find a way to expose people to what that really should look like.
This is true.
It's back to you, brother.
All right, now, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook. Fellas, you are next. Fellas, some of you are single because you don't know what a man is either. You think that your managed ways define your manhood. You think that your money, your cars, your clothes, and everything like that, you think that makes up for your lack of character. You think being a boss, you think that makes you the best man that you could possibly be. Fellas, I need to tell you that you have to be a builder. I'm going to get a little biblical on you. Adam had a few jobs before Eve came along. Adam was responsible for the maintenance and the upkeep of the garden. Now, he didn't have to, till the ground because the fruit was, abundant. All the animals were already there, but Adam was charged with naming the animals.
Yes.
Everything he named the animals, even the heavens acknowledged that was what they were called. Because Adam represented the best of the world and the heavens. He was taken and drawn from both. Adam was actually God on earth. I need y'all to feel me.
Go ahead.
So Adam was a builder. He wasn't a boss. He was a builder. And everybody respects a builder.
Yes.
And when your woman comes along, guess what your woman's going to do? She's going to multiply that which you are building. I ain't even going to say that Eve took the bite from that fruit, building that part to the side.
Right.
But I want you to understand, Adam was also responsible for everything that Eve did. Not just Eve hanging around, but everything that Eve did. He built. He provided. So I need you to understand, man, you got to be a builder. If you really going to be about business, you got to be a builder. And watch a woman do something that you don't even know how to handle. Watch her submit without you asking it. Because you've shown her something worth submitting to. You've given her something worth partnering with and walking along with.
Yes.
I need you to understand, men and women are not equal. We are not equal. Women, you cannot write your name in the snow. I need you to know where I'm going with that. You
Go
can't
ahead.
do that, lady. You can't do that. We can do that, though. We can write our names in the snow. I think you know how we can do it, too, ladies. Don't get it twisted. We are meant to balance each other. We are meant to balance each other.
Right.
Balance. And fellas, if you're not a builder, you're a boss, but not a builder. Well, guess what? That woman gonna leave your bossy ass single because you ain't built nothing for her to walk along, to partner with, to add to. Because you're too busy being a damn boss.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I especially love the distinction between boss and builder, right? Because a boss may not necessarily leave anything good behind, right? A boss may not have a platform to support a wife and kids and family and, the opportunity to be a real man in this world. But a builder will always have something to leave behind. And
they always need it. We always building.
yeah, man,
But
what
a
a powerful,
boss
what a powerful
Is what a
story.
lot of young people want to be.
Right.
So they want the power. They don't understand the growth.
Yeah.
So a builder, kind of to me, is a more neutral person. There's understanding that I can have power and stay humble and still give growth.
Yeah.
Because you got to be able to pass some things on and be able to help.
Yeah.
And again, I can understand how that can open up a woman to want to be more with you than just a boss or a person that can control a lot of people, but ain't leaving nothing.
Right.
And leading everybody astray because, again, he has that kind of power. And we watch it on TV a lot. But to get away from the TV, just what do? We want to be higher and we want to be stronger, but we always don't want to do the things that take properly. And then you wonder why you ain't there.
Yeah.
That's kind of-
Yeah. Even the concept of boss is still fallacy until you produce something. Right? Even being a boss ain't just about having authority. It's about getting something done. But point well taken. And I received the conviction for Brother Jeffrey for all of mankind. And Brother Jeffrey, once again,
Wrap it up.
because they don't know what a man is either, we have to show it to them. And I don't know how we do it. And I'm kind of asking the Lord in the midst of this conversation about how can we do that. Because I think men are ready to hear about what a real man looks like. And I think women are ready to hear about what a real woman looks like. And have some greater examples and role models, perhaps, to build the future generations. On to you, Jeffrey. Go ahead.
No, I definitely think those examples are needed because when you look at the prevalence of how many men were raised by single women, and then you expect that man who grew up in a single parent household where his father was not there and there were no male role models to now lead a household like that.
It just doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
Right? Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so I was blessed enough where my parents are married, still married to this day, and just in dating, I notice a stark difference. If I'm dating a dude whose parents were together, have been together, versus a dude that was raised in a single parent household, if he was raised by his mother, there are just some things that
you can see them.
You can just see the difference.
Yeah.
There are just certain things that can go unsaid with someone who grew up with that similar experience in you versus somebody who you're like, no, that's not how that's supposed to work.
Yeah.
South Bay.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, that's excellent dialogue. Again, I've never heard it in any form of media. We need to have more of these dialogues, and we appreciate Jeffrey for bringing that to the table. I'll let you keep moving, Jeffrey. What you got for us, man?
Man, this is real easy. I need everybody to understand that when you want something bad enough, you figure out a way to go get it. So if you're a man and you didn't grow up with your father, that doesn't mean you don't have what it takes already inside of you to be a man. You just figure out a way to go find it and get your manhood. If you're a woman and you grew up in a household that happened to be a little more abusive than it should have been healthy, that's okay. You can shed that pain. You can shed all that stuff if you want to and go get your joy and your happiness. I need men and women to understand that everything else is an excuse. Everything else is an excuse. Yeah, we don't have enough men out there in the streets right now. We don't have enough brothers out there, setting that fine example. So what? If we focus on that, we're going to keep on getting that. So when you really want something, I want you to think about that time in your life you really had to make something happen. How you made that thing happen. It's the same situation right now. We got too many men right now playing around, saying this, my father wasn't there when I was 10. You're 45 now.
Right.
You needed 35 years.
Right.
You haven't addressed that pain.
Right.
I need you to drop that and step up. So we got women right now who are still punishing their mothers for some confidence-breaking conversations they had with their mothers when they were 12 and 15 years old.
Right.
Lady, you're 35 now. I need you to work on letting that pain go and forgiving your mother.
Yes.
So I'm going to say this, and we'll leave it right there. No more excuses. If we want to be about the business of rebuilding our men and our women, we got to go out and figure out a way to do it. The first thing to do is to look towards each other and not at each other. And start talking to each other. And when we start talking, men and women, when we start talking, we start to recognize that, yes, we're not equal, but we damn sure meant for each other. And when we're meant for each other, we start walking together and talking together. We start putting our households together. Our children grow up healthier. And when our children grow up healthier, they become the next generation of healthy. And that's all I got.
That's everything, man. That's everything. And what comes to my mind, thank you so much, Jeffrey. What comes to my mind, kind of like a next step thought process, is this same attitude about our lives. No more excuses. No more excuses why we don't have money to go on vacation. No more excuses why we are not fully educated. No more excuses why we aren't the boss in our offices. No more excuses why we can't start the business. No more excuses why we can't raise our children to be good children and good productive people in society. There's no more excuses, man. We don't need to hear. We know the truth. The truth is always with us. It's always in us, and we know that we're capable of more. But a lot of us are lounging. lounging on our laurels, stuff that we used to think about 10, 15 years ago, we still never put it in place. We still never took action on those ideas, those opportunities, those skill sets that we have. And I think that No More Excuses represents 2018 and right now. And I believe that we should share that level of commitment and responsibility with the people around them. When they start giving you excuses, you don't want to hear it. Hey, I don't want to hear it. You didn't get your behind up yesterday morning to get done what needed to be done. And I think that's what's going to help all of us who have greater potential to continue to elevate, because sometimes we're holding on to all of these people and their excuses, and we're giving empathy and trying to understand. You can't understand laziness. You can't understand the aptitude of not being able to overcome fears and doubts. You know, you can empathize with it, but, you know, no more excuses, man. I like that, Jeffrey, and I really, really appreciate you bringing that point to the table. Any comments from my team members?
I mean, yeah, the way you just slapped somebody in the face.
All of us, man, including myself.
I'm like, man,
all of us.
who
bro.
you mad at today?
Oh, man, it's about
No,
getting
but
fired up.
yeah, that's real.
You know,
Intensity
you-
is what life requires,
You're
man.
totally home because, again, we got a responsibility and a lot of people are sleeping.
Yeah.
So, again, I hope somebody did take a slapping because I heard it, and luckily it wasn't me.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bart.